Though there are many people in the alien community that believe that not only were our ancestors significantly more advanced than us, but that perhaps advanced civilizations flourished in the past and were far more abundant and capable than of the current modern age. Originally seen as nothing more than a ridiculous conspiracy theory, the idea of an advanced prehistoric age has come to the forefront in archaeological discoveries and even more frequently in the alien community. What many people often struggle to understand, however, is what could have been the particular case for these advanced civilizations, and why it is today that these ancient technologies have been lost to us. So today, we will be going over 5 reasons as to why advanced civilizations may have existed and the reasons for why they no longer exist today. Alien civilization laborers. When discussing theories around the Anunnaki and other ancient alien references, there seems to be a resurfacing theme of labor when it comes to contact with our ancient ancestors and their supposed gods. In fact, cultures from around the world detail how our ancestors would bring the gods gifts of precious minerals such as gold, silvers, and various metals. This has led many conspiracy theorists amongst the ancient alien community to believe that perhaps the gods of the ancient times were merely extraterrestrial life forms looking to convince the population of the Earth to work for them and gather precious minerals to be used and harvested for their own technologies. This theory would make sense from a logistics standpoint, given the fact that aliens most likely would have originated from an environment vastly different from that of our planet. It could be a very real possibility that entering the Earth's atmosphere and walking amongst its environment could be incredibly hazardous to any extraterrestrial life. This could be due to either the variation in gravity on our planet to their home planet, the stressful atmospheric conditions of our planet, or even viruses of which would be so foreign to the alien species that their immune systems would be completely unable to defend against our native diseases. This could very well mean that humans could have been used as a commanded labor force to retrieve these precious minerals and provide them to the ancient visitors. Given the vast amount of evidence in regards to ancient cultures depicting the gods originating from the stars and sharing advanced knowledge, ancient civilizations could have had assistance from these extraterrestrial visitors that have been far more advanced than ever previously known due to the alien visitors making an attempt to grow a competent labor force for their own personal objectives. If we analyze this theory, it would then begin to shed light on the fact that the first human cities that formed were caused by an organized religion and requirement of workforce as seen in ancient Egyptian culture and ancient Sumerian cities. Alien soldiers for conquer. Following this idea of possible laborers created by ancient alien civilizations, the concept of training soldiers for conquer is also a theory not completely out of the question. It could very well be that these ancient extraterrestrial visitors made contact with individual tribes of humans in the hopes of using them as vessels to conquer other human tribes. Evidence for this can be seen in the historical figure Genghis Khan, who credited his intelligence and advancement in technologies to an incident he experienced as a child entering into a cave and encountering strange beings with elongated heads. In fact, it was due to their insights that helped the great Genghis Khan not only conquer many parts of the known world, but to continue his reign over his country and establish civility, laws, social contracts, and trade. A similar story can be seen in that of the legends of Atlantis. The Atlanteans were given gifts from the gods in technology and developments in the hopes of conquering the world and providing this domain for the gods. However, instead of conquering the surrounding nations, the Atlanteans instead became isolationist and began studying and developing further instruments of war in the hopes of defeating the gods themselves. This could be evidence that not only were the Atlanteans aware of their supposed god's true nature as a conquering extraterrestrial species, but that they turned against these visitors and suffered their wrath in return. Time travelers from the future. Many UFO researchers and members of the alien community have noticed an eerie similarity between the humanoid figures of the grey aliens and humans of the modern day. In fact, there seems to be so much of a similarity that evolutionarily it almost seems as if we share a common ancestor. This theory is a prominent theory in the time travel community, of whom not only believe that perhaps we do share a common ancestor with the grey aliens, but also that perhaps humans of the modern day might actually be the common ancestor of the grey aliens. This might be a confusing concept to grasp initially. However, the evidence is overwhelming. After Albert Einstein discovered the theory of special and general relativity, it became known that if an entity could travel faster than light, they would be able to not only travel through great distances in space, but also great distances in time. Unfortunately, performing this action is no easy task. It was discovered that the only way to travel faster than the speed of light would be to use a theoretical bending in space-time known as gravitational waves. Lucky for us, this theory of gravitational waves was proven true rather recently, as back in 2014, the first measurements of gravitational waves were measured by analysing the changes caused by two orbiting black holes. This means that not only is time travel possible within our universe, but that it most likely is a natural occurrence. This could very well mean that these supposed extraterrestrials are nothing more than our future counterparts travelling into the past to observe their early ancestors, and that contact scattered all throughout human history is merely the cataloguing of humanity itself. This could be evidence of advanced civilizations having formed via information shared by our future counterparts in the hopes of either making attempts at increasing our rate of evolution or merely due to ensuring the stability of the timeline. This could also be a main explanation as to why these advanced civilizations no longer exist and any memory of them has been completely eradicated, most likely due to our future counterparts ensuring that the timeline does not change and that their impacts on the natural evolution of our species does not carry any drastic effects on our species. Humanity starting over again. There is a famous quote made by Albert Einstein, one of the greatest scientific minds of the modern age, and a key figure in the era of the golden age of enlightenment in quantum physics, which states the following: "I do not know with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones." This insight has led many conspiracy theorist communities to ask the question on whether or not this has been the first time we have discovered this deadly technology. Could it be that humans are engaged in a cycle of self-destruction, and when our technology reaches a certain point, we act self-destructively and have to restart humanity all over again? Given the fact that fossils of the modern human have been found stretching as far back as 200,000 years into the prehistoric age, and the first ancient civilizations did not form until roughly 10,000 years ago, this would then assume that there was a 190,000-year period in which humans did absolutely nothing. Of course, this could not be the case. It has become a very real possibility that perhaps nuclear arms and technology has been in an unbreakable loop for millennia, and that perhaps we are merely nearing our end. It could very well be that these advanced ancient civilizations could be nothing more than a warning to our modern age that if we do not learn from our mistakes, we are doomed to repeat them. Non-human civilization. Though all of the previous theories spoken about in this video have only focused on the possibility of advanced human civilizations, this might not have been the case. It could very well be that first advanced civilizations on the planet were not that of humans getting insight from extraterrestrials, but rather from extraterrestrials themselves. There is an overwhelming amount of evidence in historical documents and artifacts of a certain race of giants referred to as the Cyclopes. Now, of course, the existence of giants are referenced in cultures from all around the world, from the Norse to the Greeks to the Egyptians and so on. But the importance of the Cyclopes is unique in that there are still massive ancient cities that exist to this day that provide overwhelming evidence for these creatures having once flourished in the past. Known in the archaeological community as Cyclopean masonry, incredibly large megalithic structures exist that could not have been possible to create given the primitive technologies of the past. In fact, many historical Greek documents from philosophers and historians from that time recounted that the megalithic structures were created by the Cyclopes in an effort to demonstrate their incredible abilities and technological prowess. This could mean that perhaps the first extraterrestrial visitors that arrived on our planet used technology in genetic manipulation to allow them to live on the planet and not suffer from any hazardous environments or diseases, crafting for themselves gigantic forms and playing a key part in the evolution of human beings. Though many might regard this theory as absurd or impossible, more and more evidence is being recovered every single day, and it might not be long before the truth comes out. But what do you all think of these theories about ancient civilizations and their possible causes for existence? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.